This dude ordered a pizza every day for 10 years straight until the employees found out the crazy truth, part 2. So after they was standing outside for a little bit, they heard a scream come from inside. After they heard the scream, they called 911 and the police came and knocked the door down ASAP. When they got inside, they found Matt laying on the floor. They immediately put him in an ambulance and rushed him to the hospital in critical condition. The doctors had no idea what was even wrong with him. All they knew is his condition was getting worse. And that same night, Matt fell into a coma. Over the next couple days, nobody visited Matt in the hospital. Sophia was the only person that showed up to see him. Every single day, Sophia made sure she went to check up on him. But every single day she came, he never woke up. Some time passed and Sophia started losing hope. That's when a nurse came in the room and asked to speak to Sophia privately, like this for part 3. This dude ordered a pizza every day for 10 years straight until the employees found out the crazy truth. A girl by the name Sophia started working at Domino's in the 10th grade. Every time she worked, there was this dude who would call and order a medium pepperoni pizza every single day. His name was Matt and Sophia got to know him good while she was working there. 10 years went by, Sophia was still working at Domino's and Matt would order a medium pepperoni pizza every single day. Outside of Matt calling and ordering pizzas, nobody else really knew too much about him. His only friends or human interaction period was the Domino employees. But after ordering a pizza every single day for 10 years, it finally happened. Matt disappeared. Couple weeks passed and Matt was nowhere to be found and Sophia started getting worried. She was calling his phone every single day. After Matt not answering the phone for about a month, Sophia sent somebody over there to check on him. That's when they heard a scream come from inside, like this for part 2. The most terrifying McDonald's you will ever see, part 2. As the two YouTubers was walking through the McBarge, it was super silent. Then that's when they heard a loud boom come from behind them. Before I tell y'all what happened, go check my new song out on YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify. Yes, I'm a rapper. They start walking towards the room they heard the sound come from. When they got in there, it was nothing but a piece of paper on the floor. And when they picked it up and started reading it, they realized there was a letter from the fry cook, Megan. They ain't been heard from since they posted this to YouTube. Like this for more stories. This kid prank called random numbers every single night until something crazy happened, part 2. So after he thought he heard the door open, he looked down the hallway and he seen 2 people coming in his house. He sprinted upstairs and started calling 911. They told him they was on the way. That's when he heard somebody coming up the stairs approaching the room. Before I tell y'all what happened, go check my new song out on YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify. Yes, I'm a rapper. Soon as he made eye contact with him, he heard the police scream from downstairs. And the 2 people attitude changed completely. They took their mask off and it turned out to be the mom and dad teaching their son a lesson about prank calling. That was definitely a little overboard, but like this for more stories, man. This kid prank called random numbers every single night until something crazy happened. A 15-year-old kid from Wisconsin named Sam was just like any other teenager. Him and all his friends used to do a lot of pranks and jokes to each other. But Sam was hiding something he ain't tell nobody. Every night he used to prank call numbers. He started talking super crazy on the phone and it started getting out of hand. But he ain't know this next call he made was about to change his life forever. Sam called, but before he could say anything, the random person on the other side of the phone started telling him everything about himself. Gave him his full name, his mom's name, dad's name, where he stayed, what school he went to, everything. Then they told him start the countdown and hung up. Sam immediately threw his phone out the window and said he was never prank calling again. A couple nights went by and Sam's mom and dad went out and left him at home. About 5 minutes after they left, he heard a loud bang on the door and heard it open. Like this for part 2.